It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Footballers unite. Nedbank, the title sponsors of the Nedbank Cup, recently held their third edition of the Nedbank Football and Finance Summit, where some of the biggest names in local football provided some money advice to footballers and fans alike. And they also gave their opinion on the future of the sport as football makes a return, long-awaited return amidst COVID-19. Well, today we have one such legend on the line, former footballer and businessman Simba Marumo, and joining us from Team Nedbank is Kensani Nabanda, the Group Executive for Nedbank Group Marketing. Good morning, you beautiful human beings. How are you doing?
Hey, Graham, we're good.
I'm going to start with you, Kensani. I'm glad to have you guys back on the show. Can you maybe start at the beginning? Tell us a bit more about the Nedbank Football and Finance Summit and the main drive behind it.
Thanks, Graham. So we started the summit at the beginning of this year, and the reason we did is, you know, a lot of South Africans actually find it very difficult to talk about money. And you can imagine in football, if you hear the stories around footballers who've made a lot of money in their career, and then when they die, they are paupers. We really felt like this is a conversation that we want people to have. And it's been fantastic, actually, because we're hoping that the current crop of footballers take some really good lessons in terms of how they can manage their money in the future. But of course, it goes beyond football. We're hoping that, you know, as the rest of people listen to these stories, they can get some lessons in their own lives using football as something that they love to learn about money from.
Because we love these guys and these girls, and we want to emulate them, and we want to see them succeed as well. You've hosted 2 football and finance summits thus far. What was different about this one?
It did feel like it was actually more heightened because of the COVID crisis. But I think a lot of the things we talk about, whether there's a crisis or not, are incredibly relevant. Things like, you know, how do you make sure that you save for a rainy day? And for footballers, if you think about it, their career at best, you know, could last 15 years if they're lucky. So what does beyond footballing career making money look like? I think that was maybe the difference, is more around COVID makes it just much more intense, but the lessons, I think, are universal, whether there's a crisis or not.
Now, Simba, you were part of a very different panel this time, not talking just football, but talking finance as well at the Football and Finance Summit. What was your reaction like when Nedbank invited you to be a part of this third edition of the Football and Finance Summit?
No, I really thought, you know, what Nedbank is doing for the country as a whole is really awesome and phenomenal. And I hope the guys really take full advantage of the knowledge that they are able to get from, you know, Kensani and many other experts in the field of finance for us to really make better decisions as footballers. And really thank Nedbank for what they've done for this generation of footballers, putting this summit in place to just share the knowledge and give them tips of how to best plan their financial future.
What advice do you offer those young footballers? What advice would you love to have been given, especially in these very uncertain times?
I would say, firstly, you know, the guys must live and learn to live within their means. Because for a footballer, when their career ends at 35 or so, your real life begins. And at that point, you are jobless, because all you can do is play football, and you've got a family, you've got all kinds of responsibilities. So it's really important that the guys start early to start saving, you know, invest in property, invest in income-generating assets that can look after you beyond the game.
And I've got to commend you, because I think what really stood out for me was listening to the way that you used to talk about your employees. And I think you've taken your kind of foray into business as an entrepreneur beyond just looking after yourself, but caring about those around you, caring for creating industry for people around you. And I think that's an attitude that we all need to adopt right now more than ever. There is not a person on the planet who has not been affected by COVID-19. And Kensani, we know that the lockdown obviously has affected so many South Africans brutally, economically. Livelihoods have been lost. What is Nedbank's COVID-19 relief solution and your perspective for existing clients?
I think at the beginning, we were exceedingly clear as a bank that there were two constituencies that we needed to make sure come out of this crisis, at least not worse off. And that was firstly our employees. And you can imagine without the employees having to come to branches during this time, would be completely knowing. And then secondly was our clients. And the stance that we took, which was maybe a bit different from the other banks, is we basically said to our clients, you get in touch with us. We will pull together a relief plan that suits your needs. For some people, it was obviously payment holidays, which we did. For some people, it was reduction in the amount that they pay every month. So it's not that they wanted a full payment holiday. We were able to help almost about 500,000 of our clients in that context, I think, which was fantastic. We reduced our credit card rate fees, understanding, the situation that was going on. And like all the other banks, we also removed switch fees. We also worked with the government quite a bit in the context of the SMME Relief Fund in being able to disperse some of the funds that were given by the Oppenheimer families. And we did that also again with conjunction with other banks. And I just think, for us, it was very important that in the context of our purpose, which is to use our financial expertise to do good, that our clients really felt like we were there for them in that journey. And I'm really proud to say that, I think as a bank, we did stand up for our clients.
And thank you for saying that, because I suppose many of us don't think about the banks from their own employees' perspective and how difficult this time must have been just internally to endure. But I've got to say thank you so much to both of you. I feel like I've had a little mini summit right now on football and on finance, so I really appreciate your input. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Kensani, thank you for spreading just a little bit of comfort during a very difficult time for all of us. And go out and enjoy the rest of your day, and most importantly, stay safe out there. For more information on the relief measures available, you can talk to your bank. Visit Nedbank's website at together.nedbank.co.za, and then to follow and join that football and finance conversation, which I really do suggest you do, you can follow the hashtags Football Finance Summit and hashtag Play Your Part, and we really do all have a part to play.